Everyone's favourite mayor is back in the news. Isn't that absolutely incredible? Who is everyone's favourite mayor? I actually personally would probably say it's Noddy Clark or whatever his name is. I think he's in Invercargill, right? He's a legend. He's the most straight to the point person I've ever seen hold public office in this country. At least in my lifetime. I'm young, right? I've only followed politics like 10 years. But he would be my favourite. But this isn't who we're talking about. We're talking about the most memeable. We're talking about the person that you can joke about the most, you can take the piss out of the most. And that's Tory Whanau, of course. Who doesn't like a good old Tory Whanau story? And that's why it's so cool to see her back in the news. Now, Tory Whanau is the renowned Wellington mayor. Yeah, renowned. And I'll say renowned for the following reasons. Because men, single men, desperate men, often bump into her in, well, at least previously, have often bumped into her in, well, let's say, certain bars and so forth. And sometimes they've allegedly got somewhat lucky. Now, if you're desperate enough, of course, that's great. And this isn't to demean her, but I mean, if you're going to act that way in public, don't expect people not to talk about it, love. Fair game as far as I'm concerned. Now, she's, well, I mean, previously admitted to having alcohol problems. So, I mean, I think we can fairly say she's an alcoholic. And seemingly she's on the path to recovery. She's trying to get sober, and I can credit her for that. But yes, she's known as being a Green Party endorsed, if not a Green Party member herself. And she is an alcoholic, a person who does naughty things in public places, allegedly. And, well, I mean, what more can we say about her? And I'm going to be fundamentally open with my political biases on this show, people. I'm not going to hold back and pretend like the Green Party have it all together and be all cordial in that respect. Because fundamentally, they are nutters. Okay? They are nutters. And I've got family members that vote Green, so probably fair to be honest, but no, I'm joking. But look, the Green Party's ideologies are fundamentally inconsistent with a productive society, and so is it any surprise that the most destructive mayor in the country, the most incompetent mayor in the country, or one of, is Green Party endorsed or Green Party affiliated? I don't think that's a surprise at all. And is it any wonder that with all of the stuff going on in the Green Party right now, with all of their controversies, seemingly all being related to mental illness and things of the like, that, of course, Tory Whanau would be one of the outstanding stars when it comes to incompetence, alcoholism, bad public behaviour, and so forth. But, I mean, this is what brings me to the actual point, right? She's back in the news because she went to therapy in the process of getting sober from her alcohol problems, and it turns out she has ADHD and significant traits of autism. Isn't that convenient? Now she can blame her alcoholism on the autism and the ADHD. Beautiful. Nothing like not taking accountability for your behaviour. And this is actually a fundamental ideological position that you seem to find within the Green Party, within progressives. It's all about finding a reason for failures. It's about finding a reason for why something's happened so that you don't have to take accountability, so these people don't have to take accountability. It's always someone else's fault. In this case, Tory Whanau wasn't to blame for being an incompetent mayor, someone who doesn't show up to half the meetings she should be showing up to, someone who can't go half a day without having a couple glasses of wine. She's working on that, so good on her. But it's not her fault. It's the ADHD and the autism's fault. I mean, why else come out to the media and say this? She's very, very proud of her new neuro-spicy label, neurodivergent, but apparently a Gen Z thing, and I should know this, but of course I don't mix with the neurodivergent, open and proud crowd. People who are neurodivergent and talk about it are annoying. I don't care. So, of course, that kind of led people to understand that, oh, she must be neurodivergent. Now, of course, the media inquired, and here we are. So, yes, she's now a neurodivergent mayor. How lovely. We all need all of these great minority groups being represented. So not only is Tory Whanau a minority with respect to her ethnicity, she's also a marginalised group, being a woman, an Indigenous woman. And And more importantly, she's neurodivergent. So she's really hitting all the marks there. Plus, she's a strong, independent woman because she's pushing 40, unmarried with no kids. Single too. She's really living the dream right now. She's ticking all of the boxes for the wokes. All the wokies love her. That's fundamentally where we're at. Now, the other problem with this whole thing is they've had to change how her day goes, right? No longer can she go all the way into the afternoon doing her job. No, they have to give it really front heavy. Early on in the day, you need to get most of the stuff done. And basically after lunch, she can knock off and maybe she might go back to drinking because, well, she has to fill her time with something. And additionally, meetings have to be kept to 30 minutes. Anything longer than that, oh no, she's gonna nod off. She's gonna get distracted. She's not going to be able to engage properly with her role as mayor. So it's actually impeding her ability to do her job properly. I mean, clearly she was already doing a crappy job, but it's clearly one of the factors resulting in that. So if this is the extent she needs to go to account for the fact that she has she's clearly autistic, has issues with substances and potential bad behaviours in bars, then is she fit to be in office at all? Would the right thing for her to do be to stand down and say, hey, look, I understand. I'm not going to run for re-election as mayor because I need to get myself sorted out first. Actually, you know what? Perhaps I should just go look for a hubby. I'm sure I can do some nonsense for the Green Party. They'll pay me handsomely because I'm ticking all these special boxes. So they'll love to have me on board. As far as I'm concerned, if my mayor, unfortunately I'm not in Wellington, if my mayor had to reduce the amount of time that they spent working every day, had to load it all to the front of the earlier in the day, had to reduce meetings to 30 minutes, and people need to get to the point quickly, she would have already nodded off in this video. She would have lost the plot. She would have been like, why is this guy talking about me? And then halfway through, she's busy knitting something because she's like, I got a bit distracted there. So, look, people need to get to the point quickly. I'm going to deliberately not do that just to grind her gears that little bit more. And of course, the more I impede her ability to understand what I'm saying, the harder it is for her to respond. Not that she would take the time to respond anyway. Fundamentally, her brain works a little bit differently, to quote herself. So, good on you, Tory Whanau. I commend you for coming out and being so brave with this announcement that you're neurodivergent, ticking just another one of those special boxes. And that, of course, you're recovering from alcoholism and trying to get sober. And it is unfortunate to hear that being sober makes all your symptoms worse. Welcome to the real world, love.